Hello guys, welcome back to Fun with Frank. In this video, we're looking at the top 10 best World Cup goals. The World Cup tournament has produced some of the greatest goals ever scored, so World Soccer has compiled a list of our favorites. Before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Number 10. Josimar, Brazil vs Northern Ireland at Mexico 1986. Pat Jennings, the great Irish goalkeeper, was celebrating his 41st birthday in a match that would be his 119th and final cap for his country. Unfortunately for him and Northern Ireland, they needed to beat a Brazil side packed with flair and finesse in their final group stage game to advance to the next round. Josimar, a gangling figure years ahead of his time, was one of those talents, capable of thumping long-range strikes like the swerving, dipping one that left Jennings clutching at thin air. Brazil went on to win 3-0 before losing to France in the quarterfinals. Number 9. David Platt, England vs Belgium at Italy 1990. Penalties seemed unavoidable, as this last 16 match in Bologna entered the final minute of extra time with no sign of a goal in sight. Already established as one of the tournament's stars, Paul Gascoigne surged forward with the ball only to be brought down 10 meters into Belgium's half. The Geordie midfielder took the free kick himself, dinking a high ball into the box. Outside of England, midfielder David Platt watched the ball sail over his head before spinning his body around to send a stunning first-time volley past the despairing Michael Prudhomme in the Belgium goal and earn his team a last-gasp victory. England would go on to lose in the semi-final against West Germany, while Gascoigne and Platt's careers would never be the same again. Number 8. Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Netherlands vs Uruguay at South Africa 2010. Not a bad way to start the World Cup semi-final, when Van Bronckhorst picked up the ball outside the penalty box and close to the left byline. There appeared to be no danger. The Dutch captain, who was earning his 105th cap, decided to take his chances and let fly with a blistering left-footed strike that sailed past Uruguay goalkeeper Fernando Muslera, sending the Venezuelans and the South African crowd into a deafening honk. It was absolutely stunning. It was a flawless shot. To strike a ball like that happens maybe once in a lifetime, said former Netherlands captain and assistant coach Frank de Boer. The Dutch went on to win the game 3-2, but were defeated in the final by Spain. Number 7. Eder, Brazil vs USSR at Spain 1982. The second Brazilian goal on the list, this time against Russia in the group stage, with the score of 1-1 and only 2 minutes remaining in Seville. Isidoro received the ball on the right and passed inside to Falcao, who let the ball run through his legs into the path of an oncoming Eder. The forward barely breaks stride, chipping the ball into the air before unleashing a stunning volley that had Renat Desaev frozen in place. The camera angle behind the goal dispelled any doubts about the Russian goalkeeper, a remarkable finish for a Brazil team that would finish second in its group. Number 6. Benjamin Pavard, France vs Argentina at Russia 2018. A spectacular goal in a thrilling last 16 match. The French were trailing Lionel Messi's Argentina 2-1 when the ball fell to Pavard on the edge of the area and the right back unleashed a first time, outside of the foot strike that curled around Franco Armani. The ball bounced up as it approached me. I didn't even consider it, the Stuttgart defender later admitted. I just tried to get over it and keep it under control. Tor is how we say it in Germany. I can't describe what it's like to hit a shot like that. I'm still in an emotional state. France won the thrilling game 4-3, extending Messi's wait for an international winner's medal at a major tournament, before defeating Croatia 4-2 in the final. Number 5. Dennis Bergkamp, Netherlands vs Argentina at France 1998. Argentina is on the receiving end once more, this time falling victim to one of the greatest first touches in football history. Frank de Boer sent a speculative long-range pass into the Argentina area, where Bergkamp pulled the ball down with a touch of velvet, turning inside Roberto Ayala before sending a powerful finish past goalkeeper Carlos Roa. The moment itself was, I think, perfect, said the man himself of his team's last-minute goal, which gave them a 2-1 quarterfinal victory. In the Final Four, the Dutch would lose on penalties to Brazil. Number 4. Archie Gemmill, Scotland vs Netherlands at Argentina 1978. Ally McLeod's Scotland team has had a disaster tournament, losing to Peru and drawing with Iran in their first 2 games before facing one of the tournament's favorites, the Dutch. But the Scots finally found their stride and led 2-1 with just over 20 minutes remaining, when Gemmill picked up the ball on the right and beat Wim Jansen, Ruud Krol, and Jan Bortwillet, before sending a left-footed finish over goalkeeper Jan Jongbloed. Despite conceding another goal, the Scots were eliminated from the tournament on goal difference by a relieved Dutch side, who went on to lose in the final to host Argentina. Number 3. Esteban Cambiasso, Argentina vs Serbia at Germany 2006. The second goal in a 6-0 thrashing by an Argentina team with so much attacking talent that Carlos Tevez and Lionel Messi were able to start. But it was another substitute who scored the game-winning goal. Argentina stringed together a stunning 24 passes before the ball fell at Cambiasso's feet via a Hernan Crespo back heel, and the midfielder drilled the ball past goalkeeper Dragoslav Chevrik. Argentina would be eliminated on penalties by Germany in the quarterfinals, with the scorer describing the goal as patience, rhythm, circulation, surprise, and football artistry at its best. Number 2. Carlos Alberto, Brazil vs Italy at Mexico 1970. From one stunning passing move to the next, the 2 perfect example of the beautiful game in action. Brazil was leading Italy 3-1 in the final, with goals from Pelé, Gerson, and Jairzinho, when substitute Antonio Giuliano lost possession while attempting to attack down the South Americans' right flank. What happened next has become football lore. Brazil's passing movement and skill would torment an exhausted opposition, taking the ball from one end of the pitch to the other, before Pelé laid the ball into Alberto's path, and the defender blasted home the 4th and final goal. Pelé and I played so frequently together that he knew where I was. I didn't need to shout, Alberto said in 2013. He saw me coming and roiled his pass in front of me so I wouldn't have to stop. And I got it just right. Number 1. Diego Maradona, Argentina vs England at Mexico 1986. Within 4 minutes of Argentina's quarterfinal victory over Bobby Robson's England, the Argentine great would score 2 of the most famous World Cup goals. Maradona's hand of God goal came before the beauty when he punched the ball over goalkeeper Peter Shilton to put his team ahead. He was leaving 4 players and Shilton in his wake moments later before sliding home in 11 incredible seconds. Argentina won the game 2-1 before defeating West Germany in the final. To do what he did, that little pivot on the halfway line, and then to go past the players as if they weren't there, was just the most remarkable thing. England striker Gary Lineker said of the goal in 2020, "It was the closest I've ever felt in my life to feeling like I should have applauded someone else scoring a goal." Thank you for watching the video.